Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have games at home against Livingston and away against St Mirren. And as you can see, our form has taken a turn for the better since losing in the cup tie against Hearts and getting battered by Celtic as well. We decided to have a good look at the tactics, which I'll show you in a moment. And yes, we're still playing the 4-3-3, but we're playing a different way within that 4-3-3, and it seems to have certainly worked out well for us. We had a couple of clean sheets to start with against Ross County and Motherwell. We got a good draw against Hibernian, with a really good win against Kilmarnock. And we actually came from behind against St Johnstone in that game and managed to get another good result there. And they were actually just behind us in the league as well. So we managed to extend the gap to those two teams, Hibernian and St Johnstone, in that fifth spot. So as you can see, with the tactic side of things, we've actually gone back to a balanced mentality and we're looking at a more of a counter-attack style. We've told our wingers to not push as far forward, and it means that the wing backs can push forward, but they will have support there as well. We've just got one attacking central midfielder with a standard defensive midfielder now, and the box-to-box man is still in there trying to just basically be a bit of a shuttler between the boxes. And to be quite honest, it's worked out a lot better for us with the balanced mentality. Like I say, we have changed a little bit in the way that we're playing. We are a bit more defensive minded, and it certainly seems to have worked out well for us. Like I say, we've had a number of decent results recently. And hopefully we can continue that as we go into these games against Livingston and St Mirren. And in terms of the league table, as you can see, we're still holding on to that fourth place spot, and we're actually now 10 points clear of Aberdeen, St Johnstone and Hibernian. And we are certainly going to be set for a top half finish here. And if we win against Livingston, we are guaranteed a top six spot. Because like I say, after 33 games, I believe it is, the league splits in half. And the points stay as they are. But all we've got to do then is try and focus on finishing in that fourth place spot. We're not going to catch the top three, I don't think. But if we can get good results against Livingston and St Mirren, I've got a really good feeling that we could actually get that European football for next season, which would be a phenomenal achievement, really, considering the circumstances. Like I say, we've got Livingston and St Mirren to play. After that, we've also got Rangers and Aberdeen to play as well. So we've got two tough games there before the league split. And I'm hopeful that we can do well against Aberdeen as well. Don't hold out much hope for the game against Rangers, but if we can prime ourselves for in and around that 10-point gap for that league split, it will certainly take the pressure off, and hopefully we can do well and hold on for European qualification for next season, which, like I say again, would be a fantastic achievement. The new signings that have come in as well seem to have settled a bit more. Guari Rapper has started to score a few goals as well. And Quinones has been outstanding for us recently. He's been playing centre back or defensive midfield, and he seems very settled in either position. So he's certainly been that solid pick for us recently. And this is going to be the starting lineup for the game at home to Livingston. We've got Stashevski in goal, Sirkin, Graham, Quinones, and Ashcroft at the back, with James, O'Donnell, and Harris in the midfield three, Lulic and Cudjoe out wide, and Guarirapa up front. Lulic, by the way, I mean, what a signing he's proved to be. He was an amateur originally, remember, as was Stashevski. But Lulic has done really well out wide for us. He really has settled into the side, and he looks to be a very good pickup for us. Philip Gabriel is on the bench. He's yet to make an appearance for us, the substitute goalkeeper. Wang Hui has made a single appearance, I think, so far. Gabriel Moscado is yet to make an appearance, so I think what I'll probably do is I'll bring him onto the bench for today's game and just give him an opportunity, to be quite honest. I think it'll do him good as well. We'll leave Yuri Bass out, I think, just for this game. And it'll just give, like I say, Moscado a bit of game time. Hopefully things will go well and we will be able to get him on as the game goes on. Like I say, we start off with that balanced mentality. We have changed it occasionally, but not too much, to be fair. Things seem to have settled quite nicely for us, and hopefully, like I say, it can continue to do so, and we can extend that gap over Hibernian, St Johnstone and Aberdeen. I am hoping for a win in this game. We did lose against them last time out, from what I can remember. It was a 3-2 defeat, I think. They are capable, Livingston, but they are right down near the bottom of the table. So it is a game that we should be winning, to be quite honest. Yes, we did lose against them last time, and we are in good form. And like I say, the new signings have certainly helped out. as time's gone on. They've settled into the side. Like I say, Canunez has been a really solid player for us. As has Gary Rapper. Now that he's started to score a couple of goals, he's really started to pick his game up a bit. And I think he scored 3 goals, maybe 4 goals now in 6 or 7 appearances. So he's doing quite well at the moment. As you can see, possession-wise, we're dominating early on here, and we're creating plenty of chances as well so far, which is good to see. Zashevsky with a kick here. Gary Rapper does well to win it, but with the header back, only gets it to Bradley. Sirkin does well to win the challenge, but now it's Nubel looking for VR. Graham does well to get there, but Omiyonga intercepts again. Bradley into Villar again, and Villar has scored here for Livingston, and it's only his 4th goal of the season. 2 of those were against us in the 3-2 defeat against them as well, so he certainly likes getting his goals against us, it seems. And O'Donnell has picked up a knock, so we're going to take him off for Fiorini early on here. Fitzwater into Omiyonga, into Fitzwater. Now Mr. Koulis into Scales. It's not been the best of starts for us here. We tend to start games quite well, but that is really well played on that right-hand side to get it away. And Harris is pushing forward as much as he possibly can. And he's lofted it over the top, and Guararappa managed to win the header. It didn't really come to anything. He couldn't do a lot with it. And it remains 1-0 to Livingston, with the goalkeeper George with the long kick forward. Sirkin, under no pressure at all, controls it really well. And he has support ahead of him, but he's just charging down this left-hand side here, the left-back. Plays it inside to James here. And he's going to get a strike away, and that is a brilliant goal from Jordan James. It's only his 2nd goal of the season, and he did score I think it was 2 or 3 games ago for his first. But that is a really good finish from Jordan James. We have our equaliser. Sirkin with a brilliant run down that left-hand side to instigate the move in the first place, and we have our leveller. Cudjoe here with a free kick, looking toward the far post. It's cleared away by Nubel, and Williams is going to try and break away here. He's still going alone here, Williams. He could have played a pass there, really. Tries to play it back to Bradley, and Lulich does really well to get in onto that and win possession back for us. Jordan James into Harris now. Into Lulich again. Lulich doing well, finding Fiorini. Now Harris plays it through, and Lulich is there. It's a brilliant save by the goalkeeper, George. There was just a hint of offside for Lulich, and offside it was. But that was a really well-worked move in the end. Sirkin with a throw here to Graham. Now Jordan James. Into Quinones. I think signing a little bit more experienced player has certainly helped out our cause as well. Like I say, Canunez is 29, Gary Rapper is 24, 25, but he has been playing in the Serie A. Gary Rapper with a great interception high up the pitch there. Fiorini into Harris, back to Fiorini. Can he find a pass? He looks over the top here for Cudjoe, and he's managed to put it through George, and it's 2-1 here. We have a lead now after being a goal behind. There's a hint of offside though here. VAR is checking the goal. I thought it was okay personally, but I'm not sure. But it has been given. It's 2-1, and as you can see, in terms of chances created and pretty much most of the stats, we have the dominant side here. Sirkin into Jordan James with the crossing. Guararappa wins the header. He puts it into the bottom corner, played it back across kind of the way it came, and again there's a hint of offside here. Is VAR involved again? It is. And this one's been awarded as well. VAR seemed to like us in this game. I thought it was onside, but you never know when VAR get involved. And we have a 3-1 lead now. And after that early goal that we conceded, we have certainly taken them to the sword here, and we really have started to push on. Livingston, though, with 3 attempts and all 3 on target, fair play to them. It's just a shame where they're concerned that they haven't quite got the conversion rate. But in terms of our stats and everything, we're looking quite good in this game, and it looks like we're heading for 5 wins out of 6. The 6th one, of course, being a draw with Hibernian. We'll just get the lads to keep going, to be honest. They played really well, and there's no reason to ask them for any more than what they're doing. It's been a very comfortable first half overall, despite going a goal behind. And we have a highlight here early in the second half with Sirkin. Playing it back to centre-back Graham. Graham, by the way, has ended up being a really key player for us at the back. He's ended up being one of the highly influential players of the squad. And there's a ball into Lulich, and Guararappa is in the penalty area. He plays it into Harris. It's 4-1. It was a well-worked move in the end. Guararappa ended up on the wrong side of the defender, but managed to get it across for Harris, and it is 4-1 here. But yeah, just going back to Ross Graham, he's really become a first-team regular at centre-back for us. He's worked very hard. And Dig Beriku has done well as well. He's another one that's in and out of the squad. He's dropped out the pecking order a little bit following the Quinones signing, but occasionally, like I say, Quinones plays in that holding midfield role, which Dig Bereku tends to fill the centre-back slot that he leaves behind a lot of the time. Harris here to Ashcroft. Looking over the top here for Gararapa, does well. Here's Fiorini, smashes it forward, and Cudjoe with his pace there manages to do really well to get there. And this is Harris into the penalty area, and Lulic was there. He's put it wide. He's not the best finished at Lulic in terms of his statistical side of things, but he's ended up being a really key player for us this season. We are going to make a couple of changes for this last quarter of an hour. We do not want any red cards. And this is the chance for Moscardo to come on for his debut in that holding midfield role. And Ashcroft is also on a yellow card. Dig Bereku is going to have to come on at right back by the looks of things here. He's not the best at right back. Dig Bereku is better at centre back, to be honest. But we'll give him the opportunity today. Quinones is also struggling, so we're going to bring Pereira on for Quinones. Sirkin is struggling as well, but I don't actually think we've got a left back on the bench. We don't. How are we looking going forward? Everyone's playing really well, actually. We'll take Lulic off, I think, and we'll bring Polidoro on. And that'll be all of our substitutes used. Just freshens the side up a little bit, and the players that were really struggling for fitness are now off, which is good to see, apart from Sirkin, of course. But with a 4-1 lead, we're looking really good here. And like I say, that fourth place is definitely the target for us now. We've certainly set ourselves up well for it. As Alvaro gets on the ball here for Livingston. Almost loses out there, but Dig Bereku does really well to beat the attacker to it, and he plays it forward here to Harris. Now Cudjoe into Gary Rapper again. Gary Rapper, he's just carried on here. Master Lucas couldn't win the challenge, and his shot is just over the crossbar. Really, really good effort from Gary Rapper, and it remains 4-1. And we have another opportunity here in the penalty area. Harris couldn't quite create an opportunity, and it's cleared to Nubel. He hasn't got a lot of support here in comparison to the number of players that we have back, but here's Bradley. Livingston's still pushing forward here. They're doing well with it. Alvaro has beaten two defenders and scored there. Alvaro Martin with the finish. Very poor defending from our point of view there. And yeah, bit of a poor one, but saying that Graham and Sirkin are the two that are more tired. But Alvaro should not be beating two defenders. No player should be beating two defenders in that situation. But fortunately, the result was already ours anyway. We've managed a 4-2 win overall. Alvaro Martin with that late goal back. Not what I wanted to see, but we've done really well there. Another really positive result. And it's the only game that's actually been played in game on this particular day, because we've actually played on a Friday night. And as you can see, the gap there to Aberdeen is now 13 points, and hopefully, like I say, we will be able to extend that gap depending on what games they have coming up. There's actually 2 weeks until the St Mirren game, so I'll get through that off camera, and then we'll come back for that match, and hopefully our good form will be able to continue, and we can really try and cement ourselves before that league split. Well, we got there at the end. Here we are for the away game against St Mirren, who are currently sitting 8th place in the league. And as you can see, Aberdeen and Hibernian only managed a draw last time out, so we now have a 12-point gap over them. So a win today would go very far in potentially securing that 4th place spot. I mean, I wasn't expecting a European spot, I'll be honest. Mid-table, yes. And the fact that we've done as well as we have done, and by the full end of the campaign, we could end up with almost twice as many points as the team finished last season before we arrived at the club. I think we've done superbly, to be honest. Yes, we made a lot of signings. We've completely changed the team, but we've done it all on a shoestring budget, really, and we've done really well, I think, to create the team that we have so far. And if we get into Europe next season, I mean, it's a massive achievement. And of course, with European football comes new funding as well, so it could make a massive difference in relation to the kind of player that we look at and how we work in relation to our budgets as well. We are hoping to carry on our good form, of course, with this game away at St Mirren as well. And like I say, if we can get another good result, I mean, they've lost 4 of the last 5, doesn't tend to mean anything. One good performance can solve many things. And straight away, we have a highlight straight from kick-off. And St Mirren just moving the ball about across the back very easily at the minute. And Cousins now plays it back to McGee. Into Kemp in that central midfield, back to McGee again. Plays it back to Armitage. We're just holding our shape at the moment, but they have got a man over on this left-hand side if they can find it. And Kemthong moving forward into McSkeen, and he plays it into Brown here, and a very early opportunity. It's just wide in the end from St Mirren. Really well worked move right at the start of the game from them. And we need to be a little bit more awake to things like that. It has to be said. We have got the stronger defence out for the most part. Sirkin did pick up a knock and will be out for a couple of weeks just before the match was due to be played. So as such, Yuri Bass is in at left back today. But otherwise, the squad pretty much is unchanged for the most part. But we've just got to hope that it's enough to get us over the line. Polidoro here with a corner. We've not done very well from set pieces this season. It could be something to look at next season. But Gary Rapper there, hitting the woodwork from that corner there. And now Fiorini into the penalty area he goes. He has support if he can find it. Couldn't get it past Strain in that in the defence of St Mirren. And it remains 0-0. We have certainly come into the game following that early opportunity for the opposition. Possession's quite even so far, but we have certainly been more creative overall during the game as it's gone on in this first half. Not too many highlights at the moment, and we are getting quite close to half time. I was hoping to have a lead, but there is a highlight here, potentially here for St Mirren. McGee and Armitage exchanging passes. Now Kemp was under pressure, but Kemthong holds onto it and finds Longello on this left-hand side. And they've got 4 players in the penalty area there, completely unmarked. Stashevsky did superbly to make the save, but I'm not entirely sure what was happening with our defence there. Extremely poor from our point of view, completely switched off. Graham clears the corner, but what we're doing defensively there, I've no idea. We certainly got away with that. And here's Strain. Quinones manages to clear, and Longello picks it up here for St Mirren. The highlight is continuing though, with Cousins and McGee. Now Strain on this right-hand side. Moving forward, whips it in looking for McSkeen, who wins the header, and it's just over the crossbar. Really good effort again from St Mirren. But again, defensively, very suspect there. Ross Graham having a very poor game at the moment at centre-back. Might be something we need to look at as the game goes on. But that is a very poor first half, really. And we really do need to wake up a little bit in this second half. In terms of actual match ratings, it's hard to tell, really, exactly where things are going wrong. We've done so well so far in this setup. We are going to demand more from the team in this second half because we have been extremely poor. There's been no highlights either. Here is Harris though, moving down this right hand side. He has support inside and finds him in Cudjoe. And Cudjoe has support in the penalty area, but he went for goal from there, which is an extremely poor decision on his part. And it was an easy claim for goalkeeper Matt Macy. I think we're going to have to make some changes because this has been extremely poor so far. And considering the form we've been in, I was expecting us to do a lot better. We're going to bring Polidoro, sorry. We're going to bring him off for Hlinson, I think. Gary Rapper's been poor as well. We're going to bring Rory McLeod on, who has been starved of action recently because of the good form of the front three. We're going to bring Lulich on wide right as well. Just bear with me a minute. My touchpad is having a little bit of a moment here. That's that. And hopefully, with the change going forward, we might be able to sort out a little bit. We'll take Ross Graham off as well for Pereira. He has been quite poor today. And we'll leave the last substitute for now, but hopefully, like I say, we can certainly improve matters for the last half an hour. We have demanded more from the side. We've changed our front three. Hopefully, we can create a few more chances and just be a little bit more attack-minded, maybe. We're going to demand more again here as we have a corner kick here toward the far post and it's cleared away. Fiorini picks it up well. He holds on to it. Can he get the ball across? No. He's tackled well by Henderson, but he picks it up again. Holds on to it well. Looks over the top here for Lulich and Longello. Very easily deals with that. Back to his goalkeeper, Macy. And Macy delivers it forward looking for Eamon Brophy. Pereira wins the header, but it's picked up here by Weir. Now Henderson. And Henderson's made a big error there, and James couldn't quite get past McGee. And Henderson manages to make the switch of play to McSkeen. Ashcroft had switched off here, and now Longello into McSkeen, and now Brophy. Good save from Stashevsky there. Really well done to him. His height certainly proving to be our saviour in that situation. We are going to move into an attacking mentality, I think. Oh, my touchpad's having a bit of a meltdown here. And yeah, we've gone to attacking mentality. Hopefully we can create something toward the end of this game, but this has been extremely poor from our point of view. It's not been good enough considering the form we've been in. But I suppose if we avoid a defeat, we are still having that little unbeaten run. But here is Ashcroft now. We're getting to that 90-minute mark. Jordan James into the penalty area. Pereira, the centre-back, is in there. Plays it into Fiorini, and it's just clipped the crossbar and gone over. Good effort from the boys there, but it's not worked out in our favour. It remains 0-0. We've only had one shot on target out of 9 as well, which has been quite poor. And a very, very boring 0-0 draw. So what I'm going to look at doing, we weren't good enough for that one. What we're going to look at doing is we'll get to the league split and we'll take stock of where we are from that point. And I'm hopeful that we can come back for one of the matches where it might potentially secure a European slot for us. We're 13 points clear of Aberdeen, so it could be a couple of games into that league split. But hopefully, like I say, we can do well and we can get that qualification. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for all your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. And this is Big Will, signing away.